I'm very happy that you've all been able to come out this evening. The Wellspring series is an initiative between the ANU School of Literature, Languages and Linguistics and the Street Theatre. It began in 2023 following discussions between my colleague, Associate Professor Leslie Barnes, and Caroline Stacey and her team here at the Street. Wellspring came about as a way of opening up connections and discussions between the arts community, the university and the wider community. In this spirit, I look forward to tonight's event, which is the third event for this year. I also welcome Summer Minerva, the musicians and the team involved in tonight's event. What you're going to experience this evening takes the form of a performance called We've Been Here, a meditation on Italian folk queerness. It's a work by Summer, who is an Italian-American queer trans filmmaker, author, dancer and researcher whose practice is based in the US and Napoli. Their award-winning documentary, Summer Within, is currently being screened at festivals around the world, and their co-edited book, Transgeographies, was released in October 2023. This is a performance that invites us to think more broadly, perhaps creatively, about gender and identity, and we look forward to discussing it with you after the event.
Hello everyone, hello. My name is Summer Minerva. It's such a pleasure to be here with all of you. Thank you so much to Francesco for organizing this, and the Street for hosting, and all the people who just helped to bring this whole beautiful thing together. Such a pleasure to meet each and every one of you. It's my first time in Australia, so I have gotten into a little bit of trouble, as you might imagine. As soon as I got off the plane in Sydney, I was walking, looking for a place to stay because I didn't actually do any booking before I got here. And I'm kind of like jet lagged already, didn't sleep, took one step into the street, and thankfully I had the wherewithal to feel the wind of the trolley car that was about to hit me coming from this direction because everything is on the opposite side for me. And then I went to a place, looking for lodging, and there was a big sign that said hotel. And I went in thinking that they had rooms for rent, and in fact it was just a bar. So I'm learning about the culture here down under. So what are we getting into tonight? I know that I'm sure you've noticed this already. This is a board for a Neapolitan version of the game Bingo. It's called Tombola. And as you can see, there are numbers 1 through 90, and each number corresponds to a different image, a different idea. You see that there's Italian and there's also Neapolitan. So what we're going to be doing today is, I have this shaker here, and I have created 20 short plays/performances, which I will be pulling randomly from this shaker and then performing for all of you. So I have no idea what order they're going to come in. We've had some rehearsals with some fabulous musicians. We were able to find traditional Italian musicians playing traditional Italian instruments. The piano player was really hard to come by, ironically enough, but thankfully he did surface. So we're super excited. One other thing that's really interesting about Tombola is that the person who would traditionally be the caller for Tombola was a figure known as the femminiello. And a femminiello is a person in southern Italian, specifically Naples, tradition of a person between the worlds of masculine and feminine. A femminiello is a person who is born male, but is said to have the soul of a female. And femminielli are considered to be slightly higher in social standing traditionally speaking, because of their ability to perceive the ways of the women and perceive the ways of the men. They're also considered very lucky. And so that is why today I am taking on the role of the femminiello to play tombola with all of you. One other thing that I want to point out before we get started is that this is not just me over here doing my thing. This is an audience participatory performance. So do what you need to do to warm yourselves up. Not everyone is going to be coming up here, but there will be some key moments where I will be, in fact, needing your help to get some of these plays done. Okay? So, shall we begin? Okay. Okay, number 35. So number 35 corresponds to l'uccello, which is the bird. So when I saw this number for the first time, if you look at the picture, there's like a very odd-looking bird, which I actually know in Australia, you are used to having odd-looking birds around. At least I think they're odd. But, so I looked at it and I said, you know what, that kind of reminds me of an eagle in a weird way. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to give a lesson on the 5 ways to be the best kind of American. Because being of a nationality is also an identity, and if we only ever stay in our country, we don't really know what the perceptions are of us around the world. So as a traveler, I have come to learn many things about the perceptions of Americans. So if there are any Americans, here you go. Number 1, freedom of speech. We do happen to have freedom of speech in America, specifically the United States. So use it to bring awareness to urgent social issues. Use your freedom of speech for good. Yeah. Next. Access to capital. We claim to be the richest country in the world, I think. So if you are in the States, use your access to capital to help raise money to maybe to balance out some of this undistributed wealth around the world. Next. Engage in local politics. You know, if you have so much to say about how badly things are going up at the top, you can run for office right in your town. You can, campaign for the issues and causes that are important to you. That is something that is theoretically wonderful about the States, is that we do have the power to create change in our neighborhoods and in our counties and in our boroughs on that local level. 4, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it. Just ask Kate Blanchett. Also, all jokes aside, it is a place where you can randomly think of the most specific niche thing that you'd like to create and go there and do it. And finally, number 5, wear whatever the fuck clothing you want. It's in the law that you can wear whatever you want, and you can be as weird as you want to be. So remember that. Thank you. Moving right along. Okay, that was number 35. Next up we have number 45. Il vino. Okay, so this play is called In Vino Veritas, which means in wine there is truth. So for this play, I actually do need someone from the audience. So what you will be asked to do is you will simply be asked to come on stage and share a glass of wine with me. And in so doing, we'll go back and forth and share just some true things about ourselves. So is there somebody that wants to come enjoy a glass of wine with me? Oh, come. Yay. Yeah. Hello.
Okay.
So, you know what? Instead of sitting over here, maybe we can just sit right up in front. Because the table's not set yet. And I can help you down if you need. Oh, goodness. Can everyone see us? Yes. Okay. Okay, so they're actually not there. Because this is just about us gals having a chit chat. Okay. So what's your name? Germana. Okay, well, here's some red wine. I don't know if it's good. That's exactly what I was told when it was handed to me. So, I'll go first since I brought you here. Something true. Okay. Well, should we have a sip first? Yeah, give me one. Salute, yes. 10 down. Okay. Not bad. I'm supposed to be saying true things though, right? Okay, so something true. I have been looking forward to this moment for months and months.
Why?
Oh, because I'm living my dream right now. I'm performing in Australia. That's why. What's your true thing?
I have been wanting to be part of an Italian-Australian community for a long time in terms of my sense of identity and having that taken when I was growing up.
Mm.
That was a bit honest.
Okay, I guess we're going there. So, Well, my truth is that just now, as you were speaking, any sense of nerves or worry that I was holding, they just completely vanished. So I feel really peaceful all of a sudden.
Oh, that's interesting. You're a southerner. So am I.
That is true. Okay, well, I guess we have one more.
I've just realised I want to get back to performing.
Yes.
So,
Okay, no, you have one already. I have one. Okay, this is my final thing. My final true thing is that I have no idea how the rest of the show is.
and I can't wait to see it.
Cheers. I guess you could just take that. Sure, why not? I'm keeping this. Okay, let's see what's next. Number 8. Okay, so number 8 is for the Madonna. So interestingly enough, when the Catholic Church kind of took over in southern Italy, there was already a very prominent goddess who was worshipped very widely, and her name was Cibele. And she was a dark earth goddess whose main followers were these eunuchs known as the Galli. Over thousands of years, these eunuchs, these priestesses, became known as the femminiello. And so there is a lineage there of queer people, of third gender people, honoring a goddess figure in and around Naples. First, her name was Cibele, and then her name became the Madonna, Mother of God. What the Catholic Church did, though, was that they took the power from the people and they put it in the hands of priests. So I would like to perform a very short connection ritual. This is fully opt-in, so you don't have to do this if you don't want. You're happy to just watch. But if you'd like to participate, I want to invite you to close your eyes. Now, when I do rituals, I always like to acknowledge the 4 elements. So I invite you to first find the earth, your back against the chair, your legs on the seat, the gravity pulling you closer to earth, and just get in touch with the earth that is your own body. Next, I want to invite you to take a deep, 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 deep breath in. Acknowledging all that air. And exhale. Releasing that air. The next element, fire. Our whole body is run by the firing of neurons, the firing of our organs taking action. So I invite you to put your hand on your heart and acknowledge that with every beat, that is a pulse of electricity. That is the fire that is in your own body. And finally, the last element, water. Water is everywhere. We need it on this planet, and it's within us. It's our blood moving, it's our tears falling, it's the saliva in our mouth. So just take a moment to acknowledge the fluid waters of your own body. And find any other way to connect more deeply to something greater. Thank you. Next up, we have number 49, a piece of meat. The name of this play is called Too Many Meatballs. Meatballs, 525,000 balls of meat, 525,600 meatballs. How did she manage to roll so much meat? With breadcrumbs and garlic, with mountains of fresh parsley, and basil and red sauce, smothered in Parmigiana. 525,600 minutes. How did she manage to roll so much meat? Okay, so that's a little bit of an exaggeration, right? I'm talking about my grandmother, and if you were to actually do the calculation of how many meatballs she rolled in her life, let's say she rolled meatballs every Sunday for her kids and for her husband for like, let's say she did it for 50 years. That comes out to more like 15,600 meatballs. But it's still enough meat to fill this entire room. She didn't just roll meatballs. She was actually forced to cook 3 meals a day for my grandfather and for her kids for many, 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 many years. And oddly enough, she outlived my grandfather by 15 years, and I can count on one hand the amount of meals she made after she wasn't forced to anymore. 525,600 meatballs, 525,000 bowls of meat, 525,600 meatballs. How did she manage to roll that much meat? Yeah. Where are we going next? Okay, this is number 66. Oh, okay, le due zitella. Does anybody know what a zitella is? A zitella is a spinster. So the name of this play is Casting for the Two Spinsters. So we're going to need the lights on, everybody, because I'm going to come around and look for Australia's next spinster. We're gonna need people. Basically, I'm gonna ask you if you're interested in auditioning for the role. You're gonna need to say something wise, and this is not something that's like you need to be a certain gender or a certain age. The spinster spirit is in all of us. Okay. So who's feeling like they might have something wise that they want to share? Yes. Yes, I know you have something wise to share because I saw your workshop this morning.
I'm going to say something.
Well, stand up. What's your name?
My name's Bianca. And I'm going to say something my nonno used to tell me every time we would leave, and it was only 2 hours away, but he acted like we were going to the other side of the world. He would say, live your life. And I thought that was very sweet because he didn't really get to live his, but he was very insistent that we would live ours.
Okay, Zitella number 1, Bianca. Keep that in mind as we continue to travel. Who else wants to contend? I saw a hand back there. Oh, no, you were just adjusting something? Okay, well, do not make me do that teacher thing when you're like, okay, you in the back, chewing gum. Okay, so are we just gonna have one zitella? Okay, good.
One of the many things my
Will you introduce yourself?
Vittorio. And one of the things my dad always said, and he was full of these lines, Vic, always ask for it, because if you don't ask for it, you never get.
Oh my God. Such wisdom. Wow, I love that we're getting also, the wisdom that's been passed down. Great. Well, I don't want to pull anyone's leg, but does anyone else have one last possible thing? Yes, Camila.
Hi, my name is Camila. This is one that is passed down multi-generationally through the Italian side of my family, and I love it. My mom also told me this. The eyes are made to look. Basically, it's fine to check people out. It's fine to check hot people out.
What a relief, huh? Okay, well, let's just we're gonna just do the round of applause for the three contenders, and we'll see where we're at. Bianca, Vittorio, Camila. How can you pick just two? Okay, you all won. Oh, I have meatballs for you, actually. That's your prize. I'll pass them around later. Unless you really want them right now. Yeah? Oh, I'm not kidding. I'm bringing them out. That's right. Oh, yeah. They smell good. We just made them, Francesco and I. We had a little potete making party. So, I have like these little sticks that you can eat them with. And I have napkins too. We are so prepared. So, oh, now you're wishing that you also use some napkins. You're like, had I known. Okay. No, I'm not going to be stingy like that. I'll put some extras. And I'll let the Zitelle choose who gets to indulge. There's also a lot up here, so. We had never really figured out how we were going to distribute these. We just made a lot of them and hoped for the best. Okay. Although I will say the food at the conference has been incredible, right? Can we just get like a quick round of applause for the food people? Here you go. Oh my gosh, thank you. The Vanna White of meatballs. Great. Okay. It's good to feed the people, huh? Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see where we're at. Next stop is number 36. So, number 36 is Le Nacchere. Although my close friend and musician buddy, Pino Iove of Somma Vesuviana, would actually hit me if I called castanets nacchere. For him, they're castagnetti. But this is a play that's called My First Dance. And when I first went to Napoli for the first time, I was in search of the folk music and dance of my ancestry. My grandmother, who had immigrated from Naples, never sang, she never listened to music, she never danced. And growing up in very multicultural New York City, I had access to any kind of dance or any kind of music you can imagine. So the dances from those traditions are about deeply rooting into the earth. So, when I went to Naples in search of my own ancestry's way of connecting to the earth through music, I ended up at a feast just outside of Naples. And, you know, I wanted to belong, but I didn't want to conform. And I wanted to be seen, but I didn't want to be gawked at. I wanted to learn the dance, but I was too embarrassed to ask. So, I just danced however I wanted. Something like you know, it was much more lewd than that, but something along those lines. And I was like, you know, kind of doing my thing and going crazy and, you know, just pretending like I didn't care, that I was kind of alone doing my own thing. And then an older woman spotted me from across the piazza, and she kind of beelined towards me, and she handed me these castanets. And she helped me put them on. It's a very specific way of doing it, by the way. And she took me by the hand, and she showed me the basic steps. At first, I was so self-conscious that I wasn't even able to hear the music. But she had her eyes locked on me, and she wouldn't let go. And over time, I really learned what it felt like to just lose myself spending a lot of time in the piazza, learning the tamuriata and all these other Southern Italian folk dances that just, I think they really activated something so deep inside of me that, you know, I don't even think about it anymore. It's like another language altogether. And when I'm dancing that dance, it's a partner dance, so it's a dance where it's very pedestrian. It's very forward and back, side to side. And it's a dance that can be done between men, women, femminiello, the young, the old. And it's such another way of connecting that I just cherish so much. Next up, number 1, Italia. This is a play called Nostalgia for Something I Never Knew. So I often felt like my Nonna and I were two ships passing in the night. Hers was going towards the American dream, and mine was going as far away from it as possible. So I'm in high school. Nana, I'm starting high school next week, and I get to pick a language. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I have to choose between Spanish, French, or Italian. How fun would it be if I finally learned Italian? Italian? What are you gonna learn Italian for? I don't know, Nana. Well, we're Italian, so... you don't need Italian. Nobody speak it. Don't you speak Italian, Nana? I speak Neapolitan. It is different. And I try so hard to learn English. Why you wanna waste your time? Well, I just kind of feel like a fake Italian, Nana. I don't speak anything. I let go of the past a long time ago, Anthony. Forget about it. Learn Spanish. Yeah. I did learn Italian, but it wasn't in high school. I learned it like a few years ago. Okay, next up we have number 82. La tavola imbandita, the set table. The end. Okay. Moving right along. Okay, number 44, La Prigione. This is part 2 of the Learning How to Be American series. The first one was How to Be the Best Kind of American, and this one is How to Be the Worst Kind of American. The prigione is prison, so I had this like notion of a person who is like trapped by their own ideologies and fears. How to be the worst kind of American. Number 1, have no interest in leaving the USA. Never get a passport to leave the USA. And if you do finally leave, be appalled that someone is speaking to you in a language other than English. Number 2, be addicted to your iPhone, your pharmaceuticals, and your fast food all at once. Can you imagine being on your phone, like texting and eating a Big Mac while also taking like 1,000 painkillers all at once? It's happening somewhere in, let me not. Next. 3, feel better about yourself exclusively by buying. This is a nod to consumerism, the newest global pandemic. Next, forget that the home you live in was built on stolen land. This is something that I've been so honored to witness here in Australia, actually, how much awareness there is for honoring the First Peoples here. I've seen it in pretty much every facet of the society, and I think that in the US we have a lot to learn about that. And finally, 5, be clueless about most world issues, including atrocities committed by the US government. But, you know, when the Biden-Trump debate was happening, everyone around the world knew about that. But ask your average American to point Australia out on a map, they unfortunately would think it was probably in Europe. So we're working. I'm doing my part, okay? Okay. Just a few more to go. How y'all doing out there? You didn't know what you were getting yourselves into, did you? Like, this sounds fun. Okay, here's number 64. This one I will need a volunteer for, but you're not going to come up yet. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. So we need a volunteer to come up. There are meatballs involved. Let's see. Let's see, do I need to start giving money or what? Oh, I see a hand. Oh, green shirt? Sure. Okay, great. Okay, just stay there, just stay there. Great. That'll be fun. '81, I fiori. Okay. The name of this play is called Solo Floating Queer. Solo, as in one with the world. Queer, as in the space between. Floating, as in a pollinating hummingbird or bee. And not queer in any academic or heady sense. Queer, as in noticeably odd, unique, special, pansexual plus. Queer as in we've always been here. Always been like a hummingbird, and I can't keep still. Listen up, lover, listen up, I never will. Floating as in a pollinating hummingbird or bee, as it travels from one bee balm or honeysuckle, bringing forth new species, new cultures, new ideas. Solo as in one with the world, being in direct contact with the place I am. My attention, it spreads out evenly among my environment. I court a skyline. I date the pavement. Mountains, humans, flowers, or wonders I encounter become my meditation. They become my objects of devotion. Solo as in this performance. Solo, but with you. Alone and together. I'm here with you, and you are here with us. I'll be a solo floating queer in Australia. I want to know who I am when everything around me is completely unfamiliar. Queer as in the space between. Floating as in a hummingbird or bee that pollinates as it travels from one flower to the next. Solo, as in one with the world. I might even just start calling the numbers from here. Just making myself at home. Okay. '48. El morto che parla. The dead that speaks. So, in Naples, there's a strong veneration for the dead. And there are these women who somehow are chosen by the dead to receive messages in their sleep when they're dreaming. And the dead, by the way, if you've never been to Naples, there are tons of mass graves. And there's this place called the Cimitero delle Fontanelle, where there are skulls, thousands of skulls lined up from all the wars and disease and all the horrors that have happened there. And because there has been so much death and destruction there, the belief is that there are a lot of souls that are in purgatory. And these souls visit certain women at night while they're sleeping asking for certain offerings to help their souls move on to the next realm. And so for The Dead That Speaks, I thought we could just take a moment of silence with this candle, and I invite each person to just bring to mind someone who has passed on, who, for whatever reason, you feel might need a little bit of love or acknowledgement in this moment. And with this candle, I want to honor each of their lives as well as each of yours. Thank you. Number 63. La sposa. La sposa. Okay, well, when I went to Naples, again, a lot of these stories start when I went to Naples, I had learned about the femminiello, and I became obsessed with learning as much as I could about this long-standing third gender tradition from my ancestry. And one thing that I learned was that the femminiello love to mock the traditions of the Catholic Church. So they do their own weddings, and they do their own funerals, and they do their own childbirthings, all farcical, all fun, but also rooted in long-standing, deep traditions. And so, wanting to learn about it, when I was in Naples, I sought it out. I was like, well, when are the femminielli doing the matrimonio? When are they doing the wedding? And there wasn't anyone scheduled. Thankfully, I met a beautiful man who was a lover of mine, and one day we were walking down in the Centro Storico di Napoli, cobblestone streets, and this musician who I had met, through the years, came up to us, me and Angelo, and he said, do you want to get married? Do you want to be the femminiello in our matrimonio dei femminielli? And I said, fuck yes. So, where's my volunteer from before? Okay. So, before we did, the number was 464, La Marcina, which means the tuxedo. So, you're gonna play my groom, and I'm gonna be the bride. And so please come up, please come up. We also need a couple of other people to help us. We have some rice here that we're gonna need to throw. Yes, please. Here's a cup of rice. Yes, thank you so much. I want you to honor this special moment for us that we've been waiting so long for. Here you go. Please put on your bow tie, prego. And I'm gonna put on my gorgeous veil. Okay. We also need paparazzi, so if you can take out your phones and take pictures, so for the photo album, flash on. I'm gonna put my veil down like this. Oh, she's so beautiful, she's so pure. Oh, yes. We've known each other for so long. So we're just gonna basically pose for pictures. Like, what else do you do at a wedding? Smile. You can kiss me on the cheek once you've raised the veil. Okay, if you don't mind. Okay. Okay, and we need everyone to be like, oh my God, like once the veil comes up, Yes. Oh my God, it's my day. It's my big day. It's my big day. Me and John are special. Oh my God, Mama, see, I did find a man. Grazie mille. And here we are, bonded for life. What's your name? Okay. Next up, we have number 20. Oh, this one we have to save for the end. La Festa. That's the final one. Okay. The next one is... Oh, we already did this one. Weird. The number's in there twice. Okay. The final one, before the final one, is Il Giardino. This is a poem I wrote. I want to share with you all. Old country secrets are in my Nona's hands. Inscriptions on her palms are tickets to the motherland. Transportation to belonging on not stolen earth. Her pomodori, basil, and melanzane grew from more than just dirt. The roots of my Nona's garden go back to Naples, her impoverished but happy family spending hours around a table. Belonging, the tribe, fiery hot emotion. Then, suddenly, serving capitalism over the vast blue ocean. Goodfellas and godfathers can never connect me to my roots. They lie, glorify violence, and make a mockery to boot. But they taught you something, so you thought, no, that was just an American paisan experience packaged to be bought. Bought and sold like the bodies of immigrants to start a new life. Though we're all indigenous somewhere, right? Bound to the factories and fields in this foreign land. Still though, my belonging is contained in my Nona's hand. Hands holding howls of dogs, holding tears from falling down. I sogni della mia nonna, my Nona's dreams, were never allowed around. There was no room for this donna immigrante female, brought here for her breasts and womb, damned to a jail. A familiar jail for women under masculine control, her choices dictated by the fallacy of constructed gender roles. She was misinformed, thinking she'd come to be free, but like the house and car was a piece of property. She grew un albero di fichi, a fig tree, in her tiny urban backyard that she spoke to some nights under the stars. Not spoke, cried to porta mia casa, take me home, sobbing, weeping to the maiden mother and crone. The years of shattered dreams passed on, and she proudly brought in 15 new lives. Still, though, counts down the days till she will die. At 89 years old, my Nona's hands are my only connection to our ancestors' land. And now, as promised, the final play of the evening, corresponding to number 20, La Festa. This is a time when everyone gets to participate, because La Festa means the party. So, we're all gonna have a party for 5 minutes, okay? So, we've got some fabulous musicians coming up, and they are gonna be helping us to keep the beat. And basically, we're just going to be sharing this fabulous song together, clapping, doing what you like to do when you're at a party. I know what I like to do. beautiful vocals, of course. And Lori on piano. Over here. I just want to thank you all so much again for being so warm and so welcoming and inviting me here and just being present tonight. It really means so much. Thank you all for being here.